come close, come close. I'm looking for the local. No, I don't wanna postpone. Yeah, whip it, flip it. I just wanna get it, going all in, and I won't stop winning. Whip it, flip it. I just wanna get it, let it all go.
Alex and Matthew, how are you doing today, baby?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good, I'm really good. It's Friday night and I feel like it's Saturday.
I know, it's a bit of a tease, isn't it?
It's a bit of a tease. Every Saturday we film this podcast, apart from this week, and it's Friday because we could. Circumstantial.
Give us a Saturday night off.
Yes, exactly. And there's only one thing that's really been spoken about in the news that we will come to in a little bit. Last week we went out for dinner. 2 weeks ago we went out for dinner as well. So we went to Ondine 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We went, is it McLaren's on the corner?
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Is that its official name? And out of the two, last week, McLaren's on the corner was absolutely beautiful.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
So nice. So they've got, there's 3 floors to it.
Yeah.
They've got the bar, and then they've got the restaurant bit, and then there's another bit we didn't see. But the restaurant,
it's like a private function room.
yeah, the food was beautiful in the restaurant bit. I had venison, which was controversial because I know you love your deer. What did you have?
Mushroom pappardelle pasta.
It looked good.
Basically like a tagliatelle, which was so delicious. And I had scallops to start.
Were they nice?
Oh, amazing.
The presentation was so
Black
good.
pudding as well. Sorry, I'll let you talk.
No, I want you to talk, babe. You talk more.
It was lovely.
And the presentation was beautiful of all, everyone's food.
The service was good. Oh,
sorry everyone.
The service was good, the food was nice, it was reasonable, it was just a nice setting, there was like a fire beside us, it was lovely, it was really nice.
An all round lovely night. What about Ondine? What was your thoughts?
Really let down.
Yeah, I was the same.
The small portion of food that we had tasted nice, but you don't get your money's worth at all. And we like to go to nice places, we don't mind, you know, wouldn't mind paying a lot of money for food if it's amazing food, and we've done some nice tasting menus and things like that, but it was so disappointing.
It was, wasn't it?
And I think they were a bit overly pretentious. I don't think that they can justify being that pretentious.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, literally that half lobster was just lost on my plate until I put the 10 chips next to it for some company.
It was funny, it was extremely underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean it did taste nice, but it wasn't wow.
Yeah.
You know.
And as you said, it's not just that we're going to, because we know that nice places don't always have the biggest of portions. That we go to places that are similar to places to that, and the portions are a lot more.
But you don't want to starve yourself all day and go out on a Saturday night and spend a lot of money on dinner and still be hungry.
Like we went home straight after and I put on some chips, didn't I?
Well, I put on some chips for you.
Well, yeah, you know what
So
I mean. You put on the chips for me, but yeah, I was still really hungry. So
Yeah.
100% McLaren's on the corner.
That was delicious.
Ondine, not overly fussed for. Thumbs down, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Just do that every couple of weeks.
Thumbs down for Ondine, sorry.
Sorry, Ondine.
Been wanting to go for years, but
That's that. Out the window, done.
sorry.
But yeah, that was that. There was something else I was going to say on the whole topic of Edinburgh food places there, and I've got no idea what it was. So that's the end of that conversation. On the news this week, there's been a few things. A few things that have, to go back to last week, tickled my pickle. There was a man in America. There was seemingly a craze in America last year that was going on. Also, I noticed in the last couple of podcasts I say M quite a lot, and I want to stop saying M. So every time I say M, like hit me or something. So there was a craze going on in America that people were licking ice cream in the shops and putting it back for people to buy, and I know that must.
Should it not be sealed though? So how can
I don't know how they've done it.
Do you remember my ice cream?
Yes, I know. That's why it made me think of you. Where was that from?
It was Marks and Spencer's. So it was a tub about that size. You know, like your sort of like Haagen-Dazs size tub, and yeah, got it home and I opened it and there was like about 5 big scoops around the side of it. I'm not gonna lie, I was like,
I didn't
take
cross
that bit off
and just
but
eat
no,
it.
I didn't. Yeah, but I tweeted and sent a picture.
Did you get a voucher?
Yeah, I've not used it yet. I've got a
How much?
voucher. It doesn't cover me enough bus fare to get there, buy another one and a bus fare back.
That's a good point.
What else did I have?
There was something else.
My moth.
The moth and Sainsbury salad.
Yeah.
That's another food disaster.
I said You're not allowed to
now
hit
that we
me.
notice it.
And I know, like a friend of mine as well got a steak from a supermarket. Have you heard this? Did you
No.
see this one? She
Who is
actually
this?
showed me a picture. It was like a fillet steak, and when you turned it over, like there was just fat over like about a third of the steak. You don't expect that with, you know, fillet steak.
And what's
so they
the
complained,
was
they
that?
tweeted Asda. I don't know if they got a voucher, I can't remember. I think they said something like bring it back, you know.
You're not going to take a steak back in once it's opened. This guy in America, I said M again, that was all. This guy in America licked ice cream, filmed it as well, put it back, and then obviously I thought they filmed the person buying it, but he's been arrested for 30 days.
That's
He's
disgusting
in jail.
though.
It is disgusting.
What if they had that disease that everyone's talking
That
about?
yeah, we are going to come to this disease.
Sorry, it's a virus, is it
It's
not?
a virus.
Is it a virus? What would you call it?
It is a virus, isn't it? I think the official title is a virus. Next thing, did you see in Italy? That little village in Italy?
They got coronavirus?
No, they probably do. But it wasn't that they put their taps on and wine was coming out of it.
No, I never, but that would be...
Genuinely happened, and they said, oh no, it wasn't Jesus. So what had happened was, there's like, obviously it must be in a wine village or something that's got a big winery. What do you call them? Winery? No.
Vineyard.
Vineyard, yeah. So they'd done something wrong, so basically, for like a period of time, everything that was coming out of the taps was like red wine. Imagine.
Wow.
Imagine that, like, your delight.
But actual red wine or just...
No,
like,
red actual wine. Like, I think it actually said red fizzy wine or sparkling wine. Imagine. Like, it'd be good for a wee while, wouldn't it?
Karen would love it.
She would carry. She'd have
she'd
no
bite
nails.
all her nails off.
No nails left, Carrie. So that was something else. And the final story before we go on to the main point, we're also going to say something at the end of this. That you've got to stay to the end. None of this switching off halfway. Stay to the end. That Nicki Minaj, who is controversial to a point in some of her lyrics, her boyfriend was arrested.
I didn't read the whole
story. So it must be as an official sex offender, yes, and he didn't register. He didn't register for what he was meant to do, so he got arrested for that.
So a paedophile or a sex offender?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I just know the fact he didn't register, and you think, just do it. Don't be an idiot. But
why is she with somebody who's a sex offender?
that's what I thought. There's got to be some sort of moral.
I don't know the story, so
that's what
I can't really comment on that.
I'm not going to comment on it too much either, apart from, in fact, I'm not going to say anything, because imagine he heard this, he'd be after me. I'd give him a rap battle.
Yeah.
Don't want to say a rapper, it's a bit presumptuous that actually. No, because
She's
Nicki
a rapper,
Minaj,
yeah.
exactly. So what we're going to talk about now is something that's been on the news everywhere, there's no escape, it's in the UK, it's coronavirus.
In the Lothians apparently.
Now in the Lothians as well.
Has it been confirmed that there is one at the ERI?
It's not been confirmed. What is it, ERI?
Edinburgh Royal Infirmary.
It's not been confirmed. I'm going to check just now if it has been. Why are so many hospitals got Royal in the name?
I don't know.
Because the person that died was in Royal Berkshire Hospital. One of the people that died. So 2 people have died from it now officially in the UK. We're pretty sure there's somebody in the Lothians that have got it now as well. That's been confirmed, and I think there's been 6 confirmed people in Scotland. It's kind of over the last couple of days really stepped up a bit.
Well, that's it. Hang on till I get my figures right. Right at this moment, that has gone up by 47 today.
That's a lot of people to get. I don't know how many people get the flu on a daily basis.
But they're not getting it today.
Yeah, they've
obviously got
it.
It's just that they've not yet.
And that's it, because although the numbers are going up, the amount of tests are going up as well. So you do wonder what...
The child's got it in hospital.
And they were saying that children weren't really getting this.
But the child's in hospital, so there could be... The child was in hospital already, I think, so there's maybe an underlying...
It's horrible, and it's really stepped up, not the intensity of it, but the news coverage, the media, the panic. The panic is really setting in with people, I've noticed. You've noticed, whether it be shops, like, it is this mass sort of thing.
Well, I went online just to see if I could get a Morrison's delivery, and you can't. There's all the toilet rolls out of stock when you do it online. But there's toilet roll in Sainsbury's. There was toilet roll in other shops I looked in. So I don't know if they're maybe stopping it online.
Yeah.
You know,
so
they're maybe saying so maybe if I went into Morrison's tonight, there would actually be. I don't know.
It's
maybe
really
not,
strange.
of course. I don't know.
What's your thought with the balance of things between it being panic and whether it being actual real, and we should be worried about this?
I don't know, because it came from China, I'm not really sure. Because it started in China, and I said this to my client today, I don't know if I believe what they've said, and you know, you're hearing so many stories coming out of China. Like, you showed me the video. I think that was maybe fake.
Yeah.
like that was my feeling
Yeah.
watching it, because I thought, well, why would they be videoing at recording at that
Yeah.
specific time? So I think that's fake. And then you hear stories that there's just bodies lying in the streets. Now, if it's only as bad as we're getting told it is, that wouldn't be happening. And
I
how
agree.
long have they been hiding it? So are we right to panic? Because
There was somebody
You know?
talking, and he had it back in November. Somebody that was in China, I think,
China?
yeah, and they had it back in November. There's been 2 stories that I've seen circulating like time and time again.
so November's 4 months now.
Yeah.
So in 4 months, are we going to have bodies lying in the streets of Britain? Because look, if this is
Yeah,
true,
I know.
I just don't trust them.
I don't either. And we've spoken about this in the first podcast, and when we came on tonight, we said, do we want to talk about coronavirus
Well, you
again?
have to.
But we have, because it's everywhere in the news, and this is what this channel is about. It's bringing you our version of the news. I said it again. So we don't really know whether we can trust the media in China, because they are very careful what they put out and don't put out. The 2 stories I've seen,
Can we trust our own media?
no, we can. We definitely can. We can trust this podcast. That's one thing you can trust.
Because all our information's from the Mail Online.
It's not. Ask something to go to Sky News. What I've seen quite often, the 2 stories, is first of all, it came from eating live animals. There's lots of videos of that. If you go into the internet, not that we want,
Specifically a snake, they think.
and the bat I heard a few times as well.
Well, there's obviously the bat soup that was.
Yeah. So that's eating live animals, which we know is real, because if you go online, and obviously no one wants to see this, so don't go and do it.
No, it's
If you went onto Google or YouTube or Facebook, you would, if you put that in, you would see lots of videos of people eating live animals, which is sickening. It's not. That's a different story.
Why? Because we eat them dead.
Well, no, I know. And when I said that, it then made me think, well, is it? Do you know?
I
Anyway,
think, yeah.
it's quite shocking seeing it.
It's animals that we don't eat. It's not
Yeah.
our culture to eat, so we do find that it's strange to us because we don't eat them.
And whether that's right or wrong is an interesting
Well, that's
topic, actually.
That's
so
a whole other podcast.
yeah, so I don't want to go, but yeah, you can see these videos, and they're not nice. They're not nice videos. The other story that I've seen is that China are now stepping up security, and not just security, but I don't know what the word is, but a lot of the stories are saying this came from a lab that shouldn't have got out. It's sort of is left or have somehow in whatever form it left in, and that's how it's happened, which is just as scary.
So I want to see that film that everyone's talking about, Contagion. Is it Contagion? So it's an older film. It's been out, but it's apparently quite scary.
How long ago was it brought out?
I
Rough,
don't
like
know. I've got. Well, I say
like 10 within the 10 years, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, Google. Hang on. My other source of
Good old
information.
Google. Yeah, because I want to see that film as well. It is.
Just because I'm quite like I'm quite sick like that.
I know. I've always very much been sort of.
2011.
Also,
So
not well. It's a while. I was going to say it's not that long ago. It's a while, but that we'll definitely watch that. I'm stuck a little bit. I just don't. There's 2 points to my story that I've said before.
Can I just
yes,
read this?
read it out.
The death of Beth Emhoff and her sons leads to a discovery of a deadly virus. While the US Centers for Disease Control struggles to curb its spread, a worldwide panic ensues.
Right, there's a few, like that book we mentioned, that film, there's things that are extremely close to this story, which make me question things a little bit. I don't know whether or not we are being ultra cautious, or I also don't know if the media, or not the media, but the government knows something about this that we don't quite understand, or we've not been told, and that's why. Because that's where the panic starts from, whether it's government, media, and what goes out.
The thing is, they can't, whatever they do is going to be wrong. If they
Yeah.
go over the top, it's like, oh, everyone's panicking, this is ridiculous. If they don't do it, they would get the blame for not taking it more seriously.
Yeah.
And we're all in control of what we do, and if we all go out and buy 40,000 toilet rolls, we're not leaving any for everybody else.
Yeah.
If we all just don't, but it's how we act as well that's causing the panic. Let's wash our hands maybe a bit more.
As a
Let's be more
reaction.
careful. But that lady was obviously saying today as well that things that hospitals do have a lot at this time of year, like is it the norovirus or the sickness bugs and things, they will get less of that now because people would actually be more hygienic, and maybe you just need to be more hygienic.
Brings me on to something I read. So what is her name? June Edwards?
I don't know.
She's somebody, I don't know who she is.
Never heard of her.
Well, exactly. I don't like what she said, and she sort of said, it came out the wrong way a little bit.
Oh, the Scottish.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the headline.
So she has basically said, that it's not there, no, I found it. So she said that a coronavirus pandemic would be quite useful in killing off hospital bed blockers. She's a senior doctor and she said that it will get rid of people that are blocking hospital beds because they'll
But
die.
if you say it in that way,
If you say it in any way,
that's
really.
obviously she's gone back on that though a bit and said I didn't mean it to come across quite as harsh, did you not?
She sort of said that, but I do also think no matter what way, like we could say that statement in lots of different ways.
Yeah, I know.
Either way, she said let's get rid of dead people. Well, she's not saying she's going to get rid of dead people, but almost.
But then there's, you know, like, not all, we've got to have some immunity. So, I mean, if we got it, I don't think I know enough about it. I know they don't know enough about it because surely they would have a vaccine for it. So, if we caught it, okay, I wouldn't want like my mum and dad to get it. I wouldn't want people who were more vulnerable to get it. Would we just feel like we had the flu? You know, look after ourselves, and then, after that, would we have a bit of immunity to it because we'd had it?
Well, I think that's the question. There's a few things that I want to know. The immunity is one thing, so if you get it, can you get it again?
So all these people that have had it, allegedly, right, and all these people that have died, there's obviously not as many people that have died as that have had it. So there's obviously a lot of people that have had it, and they're okay. So why are we not hearing more from them? Why are we not hearing, look, you know, I was fine, I had this, I got over it. To be honest, it felt a bit like the flu. It felt a bit like this.
We've not heard much at all from these people,
even
actually.
People on the ship, they've gone quiet. They wanted to do video diaries, but they've not really said much since they've come off that ship, have they? So are they all getting silenced?
That's a very good point. You've not heard
conspiracy theory podcast.
I've not heard much at all from Survivor. I heard one. No, he wasn't even he was a survivor.
Okay,
he was. No, I've heard one but he was still in isolation.
Was he Chinese?
No, he was in the UK. It was from the UK and in the UK.
Expat.
I don't know. It was just in the UK. I don't know where he'd been.
I thought you meant he was in China. Sorry.
No, no, he was in the UK.
Sorry.
But I don't know. I don't know where he'd been though. He might have been in China. I'm not sure. So I don't know, because as soon as one person panics, the next person panics, and it is just that chain reaction. But you just feel there's something to it. Have you been washing your hands more?
Yeah, maybe a couple of times more. But I mean, my hands get washed a lot anyway.
Yeah.
Like I do.
I've been more cautious. I've been more like I've washed my hands after. What am I going to say? No, I've washed my hands after being on the bus.
Yeah, you didn't do it this morning though, I noticed.
Did I not?
No,
I did.
I never saw you do that.
I washed them. You just weren't watching me enough. I washed my hands this morning. I've washed my hands a little bit more, like maybe once a day. I'm only joking. I promise you, it's twice. So that has been a big bit of the news, and I don't think it's going to slow down. It's going to become more and more impactful.
Was somebody telling us that they had bird flu?
I don't think so.
Was it not Elena? Yesterday she said she had bird flu.
She had bird flu, really?
I'm sure she did. Was it bird flu the last one?
I've never seen her fly. I don't know.
SARS, remember SARS?
Ebola as well.
She never had Ebola.
No, I know she never had that, but I'm
sure
saying...
it was bird flu.
No, but I'm saying that, I thought we were just naming viruses now.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was Ebola, if it was...
So there was Ebola, SARS and...
SARS or bird flu, sorry.
I don't know. So yeah, that's been a big topic. It's not going to slow down, it's going to get more and more, and...
She did, because I said, what was it like? Was it just like having flu? And she said, I don't know, I've never had flu.
Well, how did she know it was bird flu?
Well, it must be diagnosed.
Did she chirp?
You can ask her.
I didn't know she was on Twitter. Tweet.
It's a tweet.
Tweet. So that's what's been happening. That has been the big news this week. Also, I've got to give a wee mention, not that he watches this.
Shout out.
I want to mention David Beckham. Because he's created his own football team. It was my man crush, it is my man crush, and it will never stop being my man crush. Beckham, who a lot of the press and a lot of people give them a hard time for being like a bit thick, this and that, back in the early days of him being a footballer, gave him a lot of stick.
Who's laughing now?
Exactly, it's actually got its own football franchise. So the MLS is the sort of equivalent of the Premiership in America.
Do you remember you said I don't want this podcast to be about hairdressing or football?
Yeah, I've not mentioned hair much. I'm talking about Beckham, but so it's a version, the Premiership in America. So he has now got, he's not playing for, he's got his actual own football club.
It's amazing.
And that brand, so they had their first official game at the weekend there. Pink, Inter Miami. Like, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Flamenco. It's just like he's just absolutely got it. So he was at the game. He was sitting in the good seats. Obviously, the good seats is his team, and they were playing LA Galaxy, I think it was, or Los Angeles. I don't know if there's separate teams. And it was hours before kick-off, so it was just Beckham that was in the sort of Miami bit, and then you had like 50 or 100 fans from LA.
Did you see this? I'm sure you fell asleep.
I fell asleep at the game, but I seen this part up before the game, and the whole of I said that game. The LA fans were all singing "You're So Lonely" to David Beckham, and Beckham was sitting there on his own, like all lonely and stuff. So he waved over to him and blew him a kiss and joined in singing a bit with him. So that was really funny. That's my football bit out of the way, alright?
Okay.
And that is almost, as I said, we're going to be saying something at the end here.
I've got my fact. I could squeeze my fact in.
Get the fact in, squeeze it in.
Because it's actually about hair.
Oh, what is
So
it?
you've said about football, so I thought I'd say about hair. So quickly, we spoke today about GHDs.
Yes.
Because you asked when they were launched. So what did I say? I've got a couple of minutes here.
You've got time, it's all good.
2001 we said.
Yes.
didn't we? Do you know that the brand grew organically and they didn't need to do any advertising for 2 years?
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, isn't
It's
it?
because they were just so amazing, they didn't have to advertise for 2 years. Like put any money
That's
into
mad.
advertising.
And I think, and you'll probably be able to say more than me on this, GHDs changed women's lives, didn't they?
Obviously in 2001 there wasn't social media
Yeah.
and there wasn't that, so that's even better.
That is.
You know,
They've
'cause
done
that
amazing.
would literally be word of mouth, really.
Yeah, and they are, like, as a product, they're very, but they did change the world of hair and how people could look after their hair. And let's be honest, they made people look good without going to the salon. They give them that option. Just for anyone out there that doesn't know what GHD stands for.
Well, I know, good hair day.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think I realised that at the time.
I didn't realise
it did
that
take
until
a few years.
Probably,
I mean,
to be fair, a few years ago.
I saw something on Facebook that people were saying, oh, I've only just realised this. Like, is that a meme? Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Just recently, and I was like, well, no, I did realise that a few years before. But also, I don't think you cared. Your hair was straight. That was, I mean,
That's
that
what
made you happy.
100%.
You know?
But it's funny because they've always been known as GHDs. They've never been known as Good Hair Days, or like it's
yeah.
always been GHD.
Yeah.
Which I like. So that's a good fact.
But I can't believe I used to use ones before that were steam. So I'm putting water into them to create steam to straighten my hair, which is the one thing that makes your hair frizzy, really.
Did you ever iron your hair?
No.
Never done it?
No, didn't do that. I used other ones called Futuras. They were the best ones before GHDs.
Before GHDs.
From Sally's.
They were
Instant
average hair
services.
days.
Yes. Anyway, that's my fact.
I like that fact. I prefer that fact than I like that fact more than you like my fact last week.
Can't even remember it.
Superman didn't always fly.
Oh, that was an awful fact.
Anyway, so that's a very good fact. Thank you for that.
So, what's coming up in future podcasts, Matthew?
That's so good. That's such like a podcast.
Could I be a newsreader?
You could be. We have got exciting news to bring to you all, Mum. No, we've got more than my mum that listen. We have got exciting news. We've started speaking to and talking to some future guests of the show, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken
You
to,
have. I don't do
I've
anything
spoken
but
to a few
this.
people. There's been a couple of people that I spoke to today. Well, one person about a couple of people that sort of makes sense, which will be really exciting and it'll be really good fun, that one. The other person that I spoke to, I'm really excited about. It's going to be funny for us because we're going to be doing it with somebody that obviously
We've not had any guests yet.
we've not had any guests at all yet, and this one we don't know, it could be our first one, and it's somebody that is very good at doing it, I presume. I've seen a little clips, done a little research and watched, so we're really excited. There's going to be guests coming up, and
Is that why you were name dropping Beckham, because he's coming on?
Beckham, like, do you know what, if Beckham ever comes on this podcast, right, in 2 years time, if Beckham comes on this podcast, I cannot wait to tell people to come back to this one and see. Somebody told me that to get good at podcasts you have to do 100. I thought we were doing quite good just now, but we appreciate everyone watching it, we really do, and all the comments that we get, people that you get some messages, I get some messages, clients that come in, that watch it, that listen to it in their car, these things, we appreciate it so much. So please continue to subscribe, please continue to
I hate that bit.
comment down
Can
below.
I get a new job?
You can get a new job. Comment down below and all these things.
I'm not just on my phone, I was going to read to you what my client said.
I've not heard, have I heard this? No. What? Have I heard this message?
I'm now caught up with all your podcasts. Tell Matthew my bathroom stories are strictly between us. Why is Matthew picturing Boris shagging? Well, we're not allowed to say
No,
that.
we can say that. You can totally say that. So that was obviously the person who mentioned her toilet
Yeah, and
habits.
she's actually said she said she might do one with her friend from work. Don't really want to mention his name because I don't know
Yeah,
him.
you better not. That would be chaos.
And I do his mum's nails, so I don't really want to. But she said, yeah, she's like, I might me and Mike do one. I was like, imagine the stories that she's told us about nights out and things.
It's so funny because not just the person we're talking about, but I've had quite a lot of people saying to me, "Oh, I really want to do a podcast and I want to do this," and I think people should. It is it is time consuming, babe, isn't it? It is sort of putting that time and effort in, but we love doing it and we love all the comments we get and we love people subscribing and we love people leaving comments. But I've got to say, the sort of reply or the message we got today from somebody saying that they'd love to come onto the podcast, and we're just going to send over the details to them. Actually, well, the person's obviously a bit cooler than me because they said, I was going to say male or female, I'll give it away a bit. They said send over the deets.
Oh, the deets.
The dates. So I said I don't. So thank goodness they then put location, date, etc. I thought that's what that means, dates, details. So that's all good. We are excited to bring that to you, but don't worry because as well as doing that one, we will still be doing our weekly podcast that week. That'll be 2 that week. Exciting stuff.
So that's not instead of?
No, it's as well as both of them. So that's what's coming up. We've got guests. Also,
what's coming up this weekend? You got plans?
Oh, this weekend. Are you excited for it?
Yeah.
We are going to the Blast Off tour. There's something that sounds a bit naughty about that when I say it. Like I sound a bit. Is it just because I've got a rude mind?
Because Shaggy's going to be there.
Oh God.
But
So
yes,
we are going to Glasgow not tomorrow. We're going on Sunday. Do that again?
No.
We are going to the Hydro in Glasgow on Sunday to the Blast Off tour. It's been hosted by Fat Man Scoop. Did he do the Fat Man Scoop?
Pardon?
Did you do that song? Anyway, he didn't have Fat Man Scoop's hosting it. So Solid Crew, some of the members of So Solid Crew.
Nelly.
Got 21 seconds to go.
Maya.
If you want to let me know when you're in the studio, we've got 21 seconds before we gotta go. So they're going to be there. Maya's going to be there.
Blue Cantrell.
Blue Can.
Shaggy.
Shaggy and
Shaggy.
Nelly as well. I know you mentioned him. I know that. So that's exciting. I can't wait.
Not Kelly, just Nelly.
Yes. They didn't have a dilemma. I was going to say something, but I was going to say M before I said it, and I totally got stuck on words coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, we're going to
see that on Sunday, which I can't wait for.
Yeah.
It's to be honest, it's going to be like concert-wise and performance-wise. It's going to be all right. It's going to be good fun, but I think it's going to be more like a night out with your favourite music on. That's how I'm sort of seeing it, as opposed to like a concert.
It wasn't me.
Angel was a great song as well.
I liked It Wasn't Me.
Angel was good.
That was Shaggy, wasn't it? It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was Shaggy.
Yeah.
He better do it. He'll have to do that.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do that, like I'll be getting a refund. Hopefully it's not cancelled.
Well, I'm only joking. You told me the tickets were cheap.
The ticket. Do you know what? It's one of these things.
Buy one get one free.
A client actually told me about it, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds great." They're going to it, and I thought that sounds really good. I'm going to get tickets. And they went, "It's really good because you can get buy one get one free just now." You can get buy one get one free, and it's like £30. I said, "Well, that sounds good." So obviously I went on and didn't get buy one get one free and got better tickets because
so we're in the VIP.
We're not in the we're at the sort of like the best bit in this because we're sitting because
we're old.
We're old. But what's good about me is I can stand up and people still think I'm sitting because I'm so short.
Oh, well, that's fine then.
Which is great. So I'll be dancing away. So we've got that on Sunday. We've got lots coming up. Please subscribe. And there's been a lot more people that have been commenting down below.
Have they?
People found out how to comment down below, which is very reassuring. I think that's everything for this week, babe. Have you got anything you want to say?
No.
We should have planned something. I've got something to say before we go.
Go on then, say it.
So normally we end it with saying also subscribe, all that nonsense that I've said already, bored people. Also, yeah, I was going to say, if anyone wants to come, you do this every week, because I say this bit at the end. If anyone wants to come on the podcast and be a guest, come on, let us know.
It's just because you sometimes you don't know how, you don't
I know how
when
to end.
to stop talking.
I know how to end.
And somebody said today as they were leaving, does he talk in his sleep?
Who said that?
I'm not telling.
Tell me who said that. Was it Sheila? How did
and I said, I don't know, I'm in another room.
Do I talk? I don't talk that much, do I?
No. Anyway, what
podcast.
else did you want to say?
I honestly can't remember now.
Oh.
Just if anyone wants to be in the podcast, come on, the more the merrier, have fun.
Depends who you are.
Yeah. But if you've got something useful to say or something you can add to what we're already bringing, you're out, it's the first time you're out. No, don't go right out. If you got, come let us know and you can come on and appear on our podcast. So, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week. We've got guests coming very soon, and make sure
paying
wash your
no
hands.
dues in my city
We'll see
no
you next
more.
week.
I got plenty more to say about the topic, the way I profit. I just went into the store and then I bought it. Yeah, you know, got it for the very low. All them new additions I've been putting on the payroll. All this, I get emotional just thinking about it. Last week I won the poker with my drinking buddies. All this money coming in and yeah, of course the limo ride. And I just hope to keep my focus how